Hi everyone, it's Dasher Dave here again, and I'm back for another crafty video. This time we're looking at this one. Sorry, it's just untucked. We're making one of these little fold-out envelopes, but with a pocket. So it has a pocket here for something, and then it just folds out. So it's one of these that just folds out to a long document. I'm going to put this in my mum's journal so she can write me a little letter. And then that'll just sit in like that. So I'm going to make another one of those. I'm going to show you how I did mine. So how you do yours is entirely up to you. So I've got a piece of paper. All this is a piece of A3 paper that I've folded in half and cut in half long ways. So I've got that. So, and then all I did was I kept a little bit free at the top. So I didn't fold right up so that the lines married up. So there was about what's that, about ½ an inch sort of showing. Then folded it in half like that. I just put a score line in there. Yep. And then I took this edge and folded it to that same gap with of the ½ an inch. So not so that it lines up. I did that, and then what I did was I unfolded it and then just folded it into a concertina. So it folds up like that. Okay, with that that little gap at the top. Okay, so that's that. Then what I did was I took some card. I've got some Tim Holtz here. I was trying to use up scraps of card. This is some of the ones where it's you get 4 squares of the smaller version of the pads in the back, and I've just been using those up because I don't tend to use them otherwise. And then I've cut it down. I cut it down to whatever width this was, and I think it was some random weird measurement that made it just that little bit trickier to do. Yep, it's 5 7/8. So no, don't cut that, Dave. Cut this. So I'd cut it down to 5 7/8. So we do 5 7/8, and we should be able to cut that. There's a tiny bit to cut off that, isn't it? Yeah. There you go. See how much of a slither that is. So that's that bit, and then what I did was I basically then measured how big is this bit. So I took that, and this piece of paper happens to measure from the top to down to the bottom is 4 3/8. So that's 4 3/8, and then what I did was this bit at the top, this envelope bit, is 2.5. So 4 3/8, 6 3/8. Oh blimey, hang on. Just give me a minute. Always the way. 4 3/8 plus 2.5. When you're used to doing centimeters and it's 0.5 and 0.7, it's so much easier. So that's 6, but it's going to be more than that. So 3/8 of an inch, is that less than half? Oh, it is. So it's 7/8. About there, it's fine. So we're going to say 6 7/8. So which bit do I want to see at the top? The envelopey bit. So I tried to use one that you couldn't really tell whether it was the right way up or not. I think I'm going to use that because that you can't tell either. What did I say? 6 7/8. So cut it to there, and then I'd scored it. Didn't fold it at all, Dave. I scored it at 2.5. That way up. And then that folds over. So that will be the top part. This is going to go inside here. This is when you can just check, does it need to be changed in any way? No, that should be fine. Okay. And that's going to go in there. Okay, so and then what I did was, I took my instrument of torture, ruler, and I I cheated. Don't know how wide this is. I think it's, yeah, it's just short of 1.5, but you could do 1.5 inches if you don't have the same ruler. And all I did was I just lay it on, and I just used the width of my ruler for the measurements. I drew a little bit of a divot that side and a little bit of divot that side, and then I did the same distance in this way at this bottom, well, this edge that's going to be this shaped edge, so on the envelopey bit. So you've got this bit is the back and this is the envelope flap, and all I've done is I've from the bottom I've done the width of the ruler, which is about 1.25 inches up, and then I've done 1.25 inches over, and the same again, 1.25 inches up and 1.25 inches over. And then all I've done is used my scissors to cut from one mark to the other, and then do it again on the other side from one mark to the other to give me that envelope shape. Okay, and then what I did was I cut another piece of card. I might use this because I think it's perfect. Is it the right width? Or is it not? It's not quite the right width. Well, that's just darn typical. This one should be. Well, it's going to be. I'm making it. So we're going to use this. In fact, I might use it that way around. And all I did was, this bit here forms the pocket. I just did 3.25 inches. So I made a pocket that was 3.25 inches deep. And we'll use this bottom bit. So 3, that's my 3 mark, that's my quarter mark. Put that there. And all I did was, then that'll be the bit that sits on the front that makes it that's the pocket, but also the bit where you use the tuck bit. So this is really, really simple to make. So then what I did was I glued that top edge. So I just put some glue down here, and I didn't glue it fully down, and that way then if you open it up, yeah, you can also then write something on the back. You can write on the back of there as well. So that's the reason why I've done it like this. But it holds together nicely. It doesn't want to fall apart. So, and then to help myself, I just lifted the flap up and butted that glued edge against that fold, just to help myself get it in the right place. And then glue it down. Yep, so that's the flap bit. Yep, this is the bottom bit. Okay, I appreciate that's upside down, but like, it's not the most important part. That bit's going to glue on the front, and what I did was I glued it down as a pocket. So you want to make sure that this is folded up to the right way that you want it to fold. You know, if you want to curl it in, or you want it to, you know, you might want it to have it folded in together here and back on itself. You decide how you want it, but whatever you do when you're gluing it down, to form that pocket, I'm going to just ink it. Am I? Is he going to ink it? Can he find his ink? Well, we found one. It doesn't matter. Not the right colour, but never mind. You guys can probably see it on my desk, and you're going, "It's there, Dave. Why can't you see it?" Because I can't, that's why. Or is it rolled up onto the floor? Who knows? I can't see it, put it that way. And then all I've done is I've just inked around the edges just to give it a bit of a, you know me, I like it to look a little bit time weary. And then what I do is make sure it's the right way up. I'm going to glue on these 3 sides to form a pocket. It's perfect, it's a grid, so I can just make sure I don't go over that line. Terrible straight line though, so Yeah, so I've just created that little bit, and then I got it so that it lined up with the bottom edge of the pad of the paper. Glued it down. That's now formed our pocket here, so we can put something in there. So we could actually turn this into a card. So I'm going to go for 5 inches wide. And then we're going to go for 3 3/4 high. 3 3/4. So that bit's nice and easy to write on. That bit not so much. So all I did was I just got some book page. Usually got some book page lying around. There we go. And then didn't even cut it. I literally just lay it on and ripped it. Very slightly inked it on the very edge where I've just torn it, and then just inked. And then just glued on the back, just to glue it down. All the way around. Make sure it gets glued down properly. Flip that over, put that on there. There you go. So then that goes in there. That's our little note card that goes in there. Sorry, could do with inking that, couldn't I, Dave? You could indeed. Just ink all the way around just to give it a bit of an edge. Pop that in there. So that's in there, and then all we need to do is we need to put a little closure on here. Now what I did was I used my I can't remember what size this is. This is 2-inch hole punch. I took some Tim Holt stuff, and I think I'm going to use this. I'll actually take in that number if I can. So punch that out. Okay. Now just to get that stuck now, Dave. Ouchie, ouchie, ouch. And I made it a bit thicker because this paper isn't particularly strong, this paper. That's because it got caught in the punch, so it's not particularly round on that bit there. But I just used some offcut of card. In fact, I could use that if that fits through there. Yeah, it does. I'll just use that to make it. Okay, well, is it going to be like this now? Are we going to, if we come to the end of our useful life? Yeah, I'll have to use that. I'll have to cut some tins or something with that, so some cans. Okay, and all I did was I just glued it together so that it was a bit thicker. Just give it a bit more rigidity. Pop those together. Once I'd glued them together, then I inked them. Oh. Make sure they go in nicely together, and then just inked around that edge. Just make sure that you can't see the white edge of the core of the cardstock. Didn't ink this one, so I'm going to ink this now. Ink all of these edges now. Just go all the way around. I like this bit at the top to be done as well, but it's personal choice really, isn't it? So however you want it to look. And I'm just going to go around this edge here as well. Yeah, and then once we close it up, so once we've inked it and we've closed it up, then what we do is put it on, decide where you want it to be. I kind of eyeballed it, didn't get it in exact middle. I just eyeballed it, and then I've got it so that it's 2/3 of it is on the back paper and 1/3 of it is under the flap, and that means then I can just glue, staying that side of that invisible line, pop that down, get it somewhere in the middle, and then just glue it down, and then that way then that clip flips behind there and holds it shut. And there we go. That's my version of a little envelope, fold out envelope. So again, like I say, you've got a little pocket here, folds out, write a nice long letter in there, both sides obviously, because we've left it so that you've got this bit in the way of one bit, then you've got another space here for a nice little secret message, and then you've got this here which you can write some info on. There you go. So that's it. Nice, simple, easy, straightforward. Nice little addition to your journals and things, and great for, you know, envelope journals, because that's what it is. It's an envelope. So I will see you in the next video. So if you like this, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Really does help. Don't forget to share it. Comment. Please feel free to comment. And I will see you all in the next video. So thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. My name is Dash of Dave. I love you all without exception, until you give me a reason not to. So don't give me a reason not to. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care, folks. Lots of love. Lots of hugs. And I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.